Two men, same age, same salary, same city. 10 years from now, one of them owns his freedom. The other is still renting his life. This is what happens when you actually start building wealth in your 30s. Picture this. You are 30 years old, standing at a rain-soaked bus stop in Lagos, watching cars glide past that you can't yet afford, your umbrella useless against the wind. Back in your one-room apartment, you count out coins on a wobbly table, arranging naira notes by size, as if that alone could make them multiply. Rent already breathing down your neck. At the office the next morning, your supervisor hands you another memo about targets you never set and won't be rewarded for meeting, the fluorescent light humming its usual complaint. Then Ayula rolls into the car park in a rented sports car, sunglasses pushed onto his head, flashing a new gold chain before anyone even asks about it, laughter trailing behind him like cologne. Over roadside suya that evening, he laughs at your calculator app, insisting money is for enjoying, not hoarding. While chewing meat he's still paying off in installments. And some quiet, tired part of you almost agrees with him. At your mother's birthday party, the aunties compare mates who already own houses. Voices dipped in that particular mix of concern and competition, and 30 starts to feel less like an age and more like a verdict. Then, waiting your turn at the barber shop the following Saturday, you meet an old man everyone calls Baba Ade, a carved walking stick resting against his knee, who tells you, almost to himself, that the river never rushes toward the sea, it simply never stops moving. You don't understand him yet, but you don't forget him either. He says it again before you leave, quieter this time, like he's planting something he won't be around to water himself. That week, for the first time, you sit with a pen and an old exercise book, writing down every kobo that leaves your hand. Uncomfortable and strangely clarifying all at once. At a small cooperative savings meeting in your compound, you meet Nkechi, calm and unhurried, a slim ledger notebook always tucked under her arm, tracking contributions with the ease of someone money has never been allowed to rattle. You start attending just to sit near her ledger, and then, if you're honest, just to sit near her. You open an investment app on your phone for the first time, thumb hovering over the screen, and put in an amount so small it almost embarrasses you, until Baba Ade, back at his shop, shows you a small heap of cowrie shells left alone and fed a little every month, calling the whole idea patience with a memory. At night after your day job, you start a small side hustle, packaging phone accessories on your bed by torchlight, sealing envelopes with hands that are tired but finally moving towards something. Meanwhile, Ayula takes out a loan for the newest phone, and his girlfriend Chioma cheers him on in a video that racks up more likes than his salary can support. You and Nkechi start budgeting together at her small dining table, splitting jollof rice and spreadsheet columns in equal measure, laughing more than either of you expected to, over numbers. When your landlord Mr. Bello arrives jangling his enormous bunch of keys, complaining about rising costs the way he always does, you don't panic the way you used to. You've already started building a small wall against exactly this kind of morning. The years begin to fold into each other. You turn 31, then 32, in changes too small for anyone else to notice, but too steady for you to stop. You skip a party to read one more chapter of an investment newsletter instead, and it doesn't even feel like sacrifice anymore. Ayula and Chioma post pictures from a lavish party you weren't invited to. Filters bright, captions louder than the truth. And honestly, you don't mind missing it. Your savings total creeps upward, slow and unglamorous, the way real things actually grow. No fireworks, just another quiet deposit. You walk into your boss's office and negotiate your salary with numbers instead of nerves, because now you know exactly what you're worth on paper and off it. Not long after, a tow truck pulls Ayula's car away in broad daylight, while neighbors watch through curtains and pretend not to see. You marry Nkechi in a modest, joyful ceremony. No borrowed grandeur, just people who love you, and jollof rice that actually gets finished before the DJ packs up. Mr. Bello, ever the collector, is now knocking on Ayula's fancier door too. Same jangling keys, far less patience in his voice this time. With Baba Ade's quiet guidance, you push part of your bonus into local stocks and a small dollar savings plan, hedging against a currency that has broken promises before. Ayula comes to you one evening, proud walk gone, asking to borrow money he knows he can't easily repay, and you help him, even as you feel the old envy finally, quietly, turn into something closer to concern. You and Nkechi buy a small plot of land on the edge of town, nothing built on it yet, just a fence and a signboard with your names, but it is yours, and it is real. Chioma eventually leaves Ayula, tired of instability dressed up as excitement, taking the last of the borrowed shine with her. At the office, a younger colleague asks how you stay so calm about money these days, and you find yourself repeating Baba Ade's words without even meaning to. On a quiet morning marked off on your wall calendar, you realize you are 35, and the man in the mirror stands a little straighter than the one who used to wait for buses in the rain. Then the country wobbles. The naira slides on the evening news, prices climb overnight, and the whole city seems to hold its breath at once. Radios and phone screens all repeating the same nervous headline. You check your accounts with a tight chest. Some of it has dipped, yes, but your emergency fund holds, and your dollar savings absorb the shock instead of multiplying your fear. It is the first time the discipline actually feels like relief instead of restriction. Ayula isn't as lucky. He loses his job with no cushion beneath him, and panic replaces the swagger you once envied at the car park. Your small, unglamorous side hustle suddenly becomes the extra income that keeps your family steady while the ground shifts under everyone else. The very thing you almost didn't bother starting years ago. You see Ayula one afternoon quietly selling off things he once flaunted, just to get by, and something in his face has gone very still. You don't gloat. You sit with him instead, and for once, he actually listens. Baba Ade, older now, leaning a little more on that carved stick, tells you both that the real lesson was never about the destination, only about which small habits you were willing to repeat when nobody was watching. 10 years pass, the way they always do, faster in memory than they ever felt in the living. You are 40 now, standing in front of a modest, finished house with Nkechi beside you, and children who have never once had to wonder if the lights will stay on. Your small side hustle has become a real, registered business, with a plaque on the door and people who depend on the wages you pay them every month without fail. Nkechi's old ledger notebook has become a full set of business records, the same steady handwriting, just busier now, still calm in her hands. Ayula is starting over too, a little grayer, a little humbler, working an honest job, and finally, for the first time, asking you how this whole budgeting thing actually works. No swagger left in the question at all. You teach your own children to drop coins into a clay piggy bank, the exact lesson Baba Ade once gave you with cowrie shells at a barbershop table. At a family gathering, Baba Ade, very old now, and still leaning on that same walking stick, watches it all with quiet satisfaction, as if the river has finally reached exactly where it was always going. The sun rises over Lagos, gold light catching the rooftops, and 30 stops looking like a deadline and starts looking like a starting line. What you do with the next 10 years is still entirely up to you.